Stratospheric ozone depletion. Introduction. The ozone layer is made up of gases that lie between 15 and 30 kilometers above the Earth. Its main function is to protect all living and non-living things from harmful radiation from the sun. It is made up of 3 molecules of oxygen that are always quickly forming and breaking down due to their high reactivity. Exposing this layer to chlorofluorocarbons makes it quickly deteriorate. The reason for this is the reaction between the specific components of the chlorofluorocarbons, mainly chlorine and bromine, and oxygen. Pollution is the main reason for the increasing amount of chlorofluorocarbons in the stratosphere. Mainly, they come from aerosols that many industrialized countries are fond of using and from industrial effluents released into the air by manufacturing companies. The moment chlorofluorocarbons reach the upper region of the atmosphere, they encounter powerful ultraviolet rays from the sun. These rays disintegrate them into their components. Chlorine is one of the main components. It reacts with the molecules of oxygen that form the ozone layer, leaving the ozone layer depleted. Many parts of the world have depleted their ozone layer to different percentages depending on the temperatures in those regions and the amount of pollution they experience. For example, the amount of depletion in the Antarctic region is greater than that in many other regions. This is brought about by the low temperatures in this region, which hasten the conversion of chlorofluorocarbons to chlorine. According to the United States of America Environmental Protection Agency, 1 chlorine molecule can demolish approximately 100,000 molecules of the ozone gas. Analysis. There is a considerable amount of chlorine in the atmosphere. The bulk of this substance was deposited by industrialized countries, primarily found in our planet's northern hemisphere, including America and parts of Europe. Despite these countries having later abolished the use of chlorofluorocarbons around 1996, the rate of reduction in the composition of CFCs in the atmosphere is still not enough to guarantee safety from the effects of ozone depletion. Research shows that it will take more than 50 years to get rid of all the CFCs in the atmosphere. However, I feel that governments in many countries around the world are doing very little about this situation. They know so much about the implications of CFCs on the environment but do not take necessary actions to alleviate these consequences. Many of the leaders in these countries simply talk about this problem and what they are supposed to do, but they rarely act on it. Kenya is the best example of a country that simply talks about this issue without acting. I have a friend who comes from this country, which is located to the east of Africa. He tells me that many of their industries release their fumes into the air without thinking of ensuring that they are well treated before they are released into the air. I have also read many books about Nigeria. Nigerians also do not work on their fumes before releasing them into the atmosphere. At this point, most of the developing countries in the world have not yet learned how to treat their fumes before allowing them into the atmosphere, and this is the leading cause of ozone depletion. It is also a widespread practice for polythene bags and other plastics to be burnt to dispose of them. Such activities mostly happen in many parts of Africa due to the lack of sensitization of citizens. This would not happen if everybody knew the impact of such actions on the environment. In developed countries, industrial fumes are not a significant problem since there are deliberate efforts to reduce the number of fumes in the atmosphere. The main contributors to CFCs are aerosols. Many citizens in these countries are used to sprays meant for their bodies and for fresh air in their houses and toilets. These aerosols contain CFCs, which find their way into the atmosphere. Once in the atmosphere, they disintegrate into chlorine and other components. As already discussed, chlorine combines with the oxygen in the ozone layer, ripping it off in the process. Conclusion. Governments and other stakeholders should take a hands-on approach to ensure that the ozone layer is not depleted. Apart from just talking about how to prevent its occurrence, they should develop teams that ensure that industries do not release their fumes into the atmosphere without ensuring that all harmful elements are eliminated. In addition, they should ban the use of plastic bags and containers and advise people to use carton boxes and metallic containers in their place. The use of aerosols should also be banned in countries that commonly use them. Such efforts will protect the future generation from direct exposure to ultraviolet rays and changes in weather patterns.